Welcome guys to our new video. I want today to show you a video where I was riding in Poland. Especially I would call it hard adventure. This hard adventure was organized by Endurak and Kadafi. Maybe you know these names already. They have been really famous on Instagram or on YouTube a little bit, Facebook also a little bit more, but mainly on Instagram. They have organized in Poland an off-road adventure where I was riding on single tracks, also on real tough terrain. This tough terrain turned out after the half day to be really serious because it got wet, and wet was not the best idea, or the rain was not the best idea to ride, because everything got a little bit muddy and like a clay, and it was sticking to the tires. My tires were quite good, not for my friend that I was riding with, because I didn't know that I need a navigation system with me, so I didn't brought any device with me for this event. This was not told by the organizer, so I didn't have one, so I found the person where I can ride with him. I was riding with my race HP2 with my Öhlins suspension on front and on the back. On the front I had a Meters EF07, on the back I had a Meters MC720. And yeah, that's what I would say. The terrain and the road that they chose were really cool, and I really like it, and I can say to everyone, if you have the time and the possibility is again there to ride with Endurak and Kadafi, take it, because it was really cool. Also Chris Birch was there, organized also a training. He has done it on Sunday, if I remember right, and this training, or this, I would call it an hard adventure ride, was from Wednesday till Sunday, but I was only participating on Friday during two time issues from my side, because the day before I was on a wedding, and the day after I was already organized a ride with Andrew in Czech Republic, where I will also post a video in 1 week about this ride. And yeah, to share my experience, what I have learned, maybe what I have done on this adventure was really cool. As you see here, it's already a little bit muddier in the forest and it's slippy, so I stay with the rails in it because I don't want to go across them or anything, because there is big danger that the bike will go sideways or anything. It happened to me that I crashed during my ride because the front wheel wanted to go this railway, the back wheel this, and then it got to the opposite rides, and yeah, so I crashed the bike, but nothing big, or I injured myself really minor. So I had a small scratch on my elbow, but nothing to worry about or anything. A small scratch more on the cylinder head, but also nothing big. Good Touratech protectors did their job. Yeah, the roads or the tracks were mainly really rocky. As you see here, it was soft and not rocky, but it was soft and destroyed. So the roads were, I would say, not in the best condition, but we are off-road, so we don't care about the condition. We ride as it is and enjoy the ride, and it was for sure really exhausting. So It was not like, it was a chilly ride or anything. It was not really hard terrain what I was riding. It was really, for my skills, it was a really cool ride, and I could enjoy it. Because in the beginning of the day we start with the HARDADV, so this means the harder tracks, and later after the rain, because of my colleague and his tire choice, we changed. This is, for example, in the morning the HARDADV, where we go a track down. I still today think this was not the right track to go, and just the GPS on the phone from this guy was wrong. And yeah, we were going here down, also quite steep, and maybe you have seen the engine was off. I was stopping the bike by the first gear and with the clutch, because then I have a better control over the bike. And this is something I learned from a guy that was teaching hard enduro years ago. I was training with him in Hungary. I was 14 years old or something, and he taught these skills to me. And yeah, this is why I do this stuff. Of course, it depends on terrain you ride, what you do, but for me, my personal preference is so that I like this style. So when you have steep hills and it goes down, it's better for me to have the clutch and the first gear in and turn off the engine to have a better control, and if needed I can put my right foot down. Otherwise, you know for sure what happens when you don't brake with the back. You will just slide down, and then it's really big concern that you will crash. But yeah, this was something I have learned, and you maybe have seen this is strange, because I have gotten a message on my Instagram story where someone said it's strange you are running down the hill with the first gear on and the engine is off. But yeah, this is just an explanation for you. What I have learned here is also to ride in muddy conditions, of course, because for a long time I haven't run over muddy conditions or run on muddy conditions. You see it's not that wet here in this video, but I can say to you it was on some tracks it was really clay and muddy, and for me, for my tire choice, it was okay. But he on the front had a Moto Z Rally tire, and this is a 50-50 tire. For my opinion, also not the best 50-50 tire. I'm not a fan of Moto Z tires, because they are quite good for the kilometers when you want to ride high kilometer ranges, but not good for muddy and wet surfaces. So yeah, this is just my opinion. Of course, there are different people, and he really likes it, and he says, yeah, this is the minus of riding in the muddy conditions with a 50-50 tire. But I am in the opinion that, for example, Dunlop 908R rally ride would be better in these conditions, but this is something just in my opinion. So yeah, maybe you ask what we have ridden or how many kilometers I run over the day. 120 kilometers on the bike, so about 120 kilometers, and we were 9 hours on the bikes and didn't really make a rest. There was one rest when it was really strong rain coming down, so we stopped and just waited in the woods that it stops a little bit so we can ride again. But this was maybe 40 minutes or something, so this was our only rest that we did, and then we ride all the day. So yeah, this is what I would tell. And you see also there's also a little bit some sandy sections, some boobies, and the bike performed really well. I was really happy to go there. I was really happy to meet Chris Birch, Radek Burkat, to meet him, because I have seen many videos from him on YouTube where he was riding in some really crazy valleys with his 890 rally adventure bike. And I can say they are really good and advanced riders. Chris Birch is for sure well known for you. He really liked the HP2. He rode the bike and sit down first, and then he rode the bike a little bit, because he never never in his life sit or rode a HP2, and this was his opportunity. So I make him his dreams happen, and I had really nice chats with them, and I helped, we talked, and yeah, it was really like we generated a little bit like a friendship, and it was really a chill. Nothing really like doing selfies or anything, because I'm not the guy of that to do selfies. I want more to talk with people about motorbikes and such things, because this is what they do and this is also what I do, and I can say they have a lot of experience. They can share their skills, and it's more fun also for them just to talk than just to come by, make a selfie and go, because then they know the person. And yeah, so I have talked with them, and Radek is really also a really cool guy, and I helped him out with a tube, because his tube got a hole or got broken. So I did my best to help him. Also, he's now riding the Romaniac, so thumbs up. I hope he will manage as good as possible on the Romaniacs with his KTM, but not with the 890. He is running a hard enduro, I think a 350 or 450 on the hard enduro Romaniacs. So I hope he will enjoy Romania and he will like the people there, because I was 2 years ago there and Romania was really cool. Poland, for example, here where we ride, you see wet surface, again with paddles. Poland is something, I know the language. Poland is well known for me, but not this section where I was riding, because I'm more in the north, or my parents came more from the north, and this is more in the south. So if someone knows Poland, it's more next, like Krakow, and yeah, this is more there on the south, Zakopane, for example. So it's more in the mountains, and you see it's quite sketchy some points to ride faster, because yeah, this is something I can say. The front tire was really good, but yeah, the balance needs to be there, and you need to give the bike the freedom to ride how it wants, and you are just like a passenger and try to keep up with the bike. Not that bad, but of course it's a challenging part, really challenging. So, and in this woods we really got, let's say, not wet, but it got slippy, and the guy on the front really often fall down and needed to stand up and so on. And for me it was quite nice, but at that point I stopped a little bit with my speed, because I crashed before and don't want to hurt myself, because I feel okay, I was too fast a little bit, so I stopped a little bit my speed, and just to keep up was not a problem, but just to cool down, because there was nothing to win. And yeah, this is something you need to have in your head, so that not every time you need to push yourself behind the limits. Just everything can, but nothing must be done. And This is something to keep in mind. And if some colleagues are capable to do something, you are not necessary to do so. That's something I have learned over the years, and this is also my way of thinking. So you see, also we're riding next to some houses, and also sometimes we passed by hikers, and they are really friendly and got thumbs up, and they were smiling, and you just greeted them. And this was completely different than riding in Austria. In Austria, something like that would be never possible to do, and people would rather kill you than help you, really. That's just something different. And in Poland and in Romania, for example, I was riding, it's as I was riding the first time in the mountains. I was in the mountains in Poland really often already, but for hiking and visiting, but never with the motorbike. And as I was riding like that over the bushes and in the woods, and then coming out of the woods, seeing the hills, and then seeing the sheep going around, it really reminds me how it was in Romania. So if you are next to Poland and you don't have it so far, I think Poland is like really, really a cool place to go and ride with your motorcycle. But off-road. On-road, I can say Poland is not the place to ride a motorcycle. On-road, it's so dangerous and so risky that you get kicked off your bike. And yeah, you see here in this video, for example, now that I struggled a little bit with traction on the rear to get further, but yeah, it gets more tricky. So yeah, you see also a little bit the tracks of the guy on the front of me. So he's going like slalom all the time and balancing, and I'm also struggling a little bit with my traction to find it. So yeah, I stopped here a little bit and then go further just to check, because I was not sure if there are something else in. So he stopped because he needed rest, he said, because it's too dangerous and too exhausting to ride now further, and he wanted to have a stop, so we stopped, and there was no problem at all. As I said, there's nothing to win. And this is something also, you see, it's more a single track. It was maybe years ago something where the tractors or cars were driving, but now I think the only thing that is driving is our motorbike or mountain bikes over these roads. This was completely legal to drive, so nothing illegal was done in this on these trips. And yeah, then you have, for example, such nice roads, for example, where you can push a little bit and go faster. And this was really cool because you had the variety of roads, like single tracks and then normal forest roads, and then you such faster forest roads where the pavement was really even and really nice made. And you see here, for example, how nice the view is over the mountains, how nice the trees are, the roads. So this is something, for example, what I mean, it reminds me of Romania. And Romania, because I love it to be there, but it's really far away from Vienna. And this location, for example, is from Vienna 400 kilometers. 400 kilometers is like nothing. To Romania, you need to think it's like 800, so double. And that's really far, and you cannot go there such easy. So I really think and want to go to Poland sooner or later again to ride in the mountains. And yeah, if someone wants to join or something, I am open. Just message me on Instagram if you want to go also, maybe with me on a ride. this would be appreciated, and we could do something, because I still have the white HP2 in Poland that I want to ride back from my uncle's place to Vienna back. And yeah, you see here, for example, a really also nice rocky stuff, challenging for balance. The bikes, is jumping from one stone to another stone, and you need to find the best way, I would say, to have the best balance also and ride it. This is something really, and I was not riding before this event really much. It's during the time, job, and just basic life, where you don't have the time to ride so often. And you see he stopped here because the paddle, he said it's too deep, but I can see he was a little bit afraid of paddles, because he had bad experience where a paddle got deeper than it looked like, and this is something where he don't want to go over paddles, and I take every paddle I can take. Of course, there is the danger that the paddle is deeper than you think, and then you fly over the bike. And you see here the hikers, where they just smile and just we pass, and there is nothing to worry about, that they will stop you or be angry or anything, because and you see here he's a little bit struggling, because the bike is going to the left, to the right, left, to the right. I stopped here because he was too slow, and I thought here's the good place, but then he crashed the bike, and this hill was really steep. So this one is also, you don't see it on cameras how steep or deep a hill is, but I can say it's not really steep, it's not hardcore, but it was for sure really steep, because it took us 15 minutes to turn around his bike on this steep hill. You see again here the hiker saying hi, your whole family saying hello, the kids, everyone is smiling and happy and friendly, and that's something, you are here on the right way, and no one gets hurt, and you don't hurt any loss or anything. The same here, you see a family, and everyone is looking what they are doing here, but they are not complaining, because they know it's not illegal to ride here. So this is also a quite nice steep hill and going up, and I really like it. This on the beginning of the day, the tracks were really nice. On the middle of the day, it got a little bit, not to say hard, but it was challenging because of the wet surface. Later it dried a little bit out because it was quite warm. And then later on the day we had such nice tracks where you could push faster and go faster. And then you get already also in such woods like this, where you just go and stay on, and try to stay on the bike and don't go on the wrong path, because otherwise you will fall. And that's quite something really nice, of course, for balancing and knowing your bike, but also challenging for your health and strength, because you get really tired of such riding, of course. So you see here also again like a single path almost, not that challenging or anything. It's a really cool ride where you enjoy to be alive and to enjoy the views. So it would be really nice to know from you in the comments what you think about something like that, to have a video where you see how I ride, and in the same time I speak to you and talk about different topics. If you want to have it like that, or you want to have a music, just keep me in the comments below, that I know how you think this is, because I think it's really nice because you hear and voice, and it's not so boring, because to have a look on YouTube videos of how people ride, there are millions of them on the internet. But if someone is talking and you see something, I think the time is not so long then, so it passed faster, and maybe I have said something that was interesting for you. If you want to hear something on a special topic, just keep a comment below. I will try to do my best. What you want to hear or anything, then I can put it on my next video, where I was riding in Czech Republic with Andrew, and see what I can do for you. And you know, you are the watcher, and your feedback is always appreciated for me, because I can learn from the feedback and do my best to keep up with other YouTubers. Andrew, maybe just to say a little bit, who is Andrew? Andrew is a friend. He's a little bit active on Instagram, because he was preparing himself for the GS trophy that should be next year in Namibia, and this was his big dream. It would be also my big dream to start in the GS trophy, so he was training really hard for that, and I was visiting him to maybe give him some tips and tricks for the GS, because I have also a big knowledge about GS, because I was riding, or I am riding a GS still. And also just, he wanted to ride a HP2, so I gave him the opportunity to ride a HP2 that I bought the last time as I was in Poland. And he enjoyed it a lot, and he loves the bike really, really, really much. So he's thinking to buy a HP2 maybe. So our HP2 community will be with one HP2 more. That makes me happy. And we were riding there. It was really fun. And in the next video I will tell you more about this nice ride, what we have experienced, what we have seen, and maybe you can tell me what topic you want to hear I should talk about, so you will see and hear my voice and my riding. So the video is going to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a nice time, and I hope I see, or you see my videos next time when you're on YouTube. I try to post videos every week, so one video per week, normally on Thursday at 11 o'clock. This is my time where I want to post new videos. So Thursday, why Thursday? Because I think it's nice, then you can have maybe on Thursday to watch them, or Friday, and then you have the whole weekend to watch a video. And for sure a nice opportunity. And it's at the end of the week. Normally people are not so busy as on the beginning of the week. That's for me, for example. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the new idea I have, and just give me a comment below. Please subscribe, please like. It really helps me, and I really enjoy it. So goodbye, my lovely watcher.